Hi, old guy in shed here. Bit late with this episode, I'm afraid. Bit a bit busy, but have I had a great week? Well, now last week. A few things changed. Firstly, trying a new mic on the camera. Never had an external mic on a camera before. Let me know if it's any better. Typically of me, impatient, not tested it, straight in there, give it a go. Right, pretty much like I do my biking. Well, I had the opportunity this week of taking both the California and the Norge out for a day. Wednesday and then Thursday. Okay, so you've got the picture. The idea is to sort out which is the bike I'm going to sort of keep, because I've had the Norge for quite a long time and I always had this itch I needed to scratch, which was the California. Kind of kept looking at them going, they look like a mile muncher, and they are, but then again so's the Norge. So I also thought to myself, well, I don't need 2 mile munching big cruiser bike, well not cruiser but 2 big capacity mile munchers, so I might have to get rid of one and have something different again, see, because I like different bikes for different occasions and different riding experience. So it came down to the riding. So we'll start with California. Comfort, very generous seat. Arse loves this seat. Great for doing big miles. The foot plates as opposed to pegs, really comfortable. Kind of got used to it reasonably quickly. As I said on a previous video, not sure about the handlebar, sort of big widey cruiser type bars, though the screen works well, really does work well. I find it a little bit sort of ugly from here down, this bit, but nothing. Norge, a much more modern machine in its styling, sculpted seat, sit on it for hour after hour, compared to the Cali, say 50-50. Screen, this moves up and down for motorway or A roads, no matter how you want to do it, it's up to you. Works really well. Has the foot pegs, but the ergonomics of those are very comfortable. So in a lot of regards, it's 50-50. There's one's as good as the other. Why do I want to even consider taking one over the other? Well, this, as I say, it was an itch I needed to scratch. I did really need to sort of get this out of my system and look at the cruiser, and this I've had for a long time, so it was a case of was I changing for the sake of change? Possibly. So good run on this and a good run on this. I have to say, on the kind of roads I like riding on, which are the quickish A roads, nice big sweepies, through mid Wales, you know, the sort of fairly tight bends and nice big straights occasionally, which was the better of the 2 bikes. And that's what it actually came down to, because on so many levels you can tick boxes either side and it makes them very equal. Before I sort of say which in terms of riding, it's not overriding, but certainly one of the points of a motorbike is that when you get off it, you pull your hat off, and if you're walking away you look back, like that bike. I always think this is a handsome looking machine. I always like the look of this bike. From the day I first saw one, I've always liked them. That's why I bought it, yeah. But having said that, when I get off this, I look back and I go, it's California. You know, I personally, it does not ring my bell. That isn't to say there's anything wrong with it, because there isn't. The 2-valve engine against the 4-valve, the 8-valve engine, nothing in it really. both good engines, deliver the power, everything's smooth. But, you know, there's just nothing in the engines. They're brilliant. They're good engines. Brakes, both the same. Big pair of Brembos on the front, Brembo on the back. Stop you instantly. Really good brakes on both bikes. Well, they are the identical brake, so it's not unexpected. Weight-wise, this is possibly a pound or two heavier. I've not checked, but I would say it is a bit heavy. It certainly feels heavier. So it comes down to my personal choice on the kind of roads I ride on, or enjoy riding on. Because on the motorway, nothing in it. Sit there all day on the motorway. It's the Norge. For me, personal choice, this one knocks it out of the park. Really does. It's a little bit more nimble. It's more modern. Let's be fair. It's a much more modern concept of a bike, and it's just more precise and sharper. This is a much steadier bike. It's a cruiser, custom cruiser, and this is a GT. It's called the GT 8V, the 8VB with valves, and it really is a grand tourer. It does exactly what it tells you it is. It does it beautifully, and based on that, and the fact that I don't need two large capacity cruiser type bikes, I'm afraid now I've scratched the itch of the Cali, and I can't fault it at all, really. I'm going to get rid of it. So it's going to be, we'll go over, make sure it's okay, and I'll be putting it up for sale on the old eBay probably, or somewhere similar. It's a good machine, but not for me. It is literally a personal point. There is nothing wrong with it as a machine. I would more than happy ride it if I didn't have this, for example. But as I only need one of this ilk, this is the one for me. Really is. It is just such a piece of kit to ride. It really does make me smile. Like I said in my video about it, there are a couple of things you've got to get. You've got to get a hugger, which they should put on from factory, in my opinion. And I put on the sat nav, which really does save you a lot of grief when you're touring. I find it, you know, for years I said, why have a sat nav? I can read a bloody map. And I railed against them for years. And my daughter got one in her car, and I went somewhere and I stuck it in. I thought, wow, this is really pretty good actually. And I joined the club, and it's been a boom when we've been going across France and Italy and where have you. Love it, love the whole bike, and that's the one I'm keeping. And this is going. Bye bye, Kelly. Your thoughts, comments, I'd be interested, especially if you're somebody like me that's ridden both of these bikes. See if you have the same sort of experience as I've had. And those Cali owners, I know they're a good bike, so don't lambast me. It's unnecessary. I know what you're doing with these bikes, and I know they're good. The frame is superb. They handle way better than you think they're going to. So, not going to knock it. It's just not for me. And like I say, if any of you guys want to sort of make a comment on it, you go ahead. Still haven't sorted out a camera for riding with. We'll be doing that soon. Push the buttons, you know, the share, the like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you again soon. You look after yourself. Old guy in the shed saying bye for now.